Hey guys, 7th here. Quick disclosure before we get started. There are 3 people that game in this family, me, my wife, and my son. And this is a group community effort, so occasionally you are going to see footage in my videos that's not necessarily played by me. This being my inaugural week of getting restarted, and because 8th played a much more active part in the channel back when it first started than, shall we say, how he is now, he asked to provide all the footage for this week's videos. So what you're looking at right now is my 12-year-old son playing Rayman Legends, and all the game footage you're going to see this week is from 8th. And I want you to keep that in mind, especially when you see the review I've got coming for you at the end of the week. Now, as for what I want to talk to about today, I've been seeing a lot of conversation going on about the new subscription plan for PlayStation Now. Now, as you know, one of my videos from a while back, I talked about PlayStation Now and whether I thought it was a good deal at the time. And I gave my thoughts on that, and for the most part, I felt that short of one of the rental plans, it was not a good deal and it was not worth it. So now they have this subscription plan. And I'm hearing the same thing again. Hey, 7th, what do you think of this new subscription plan? Subscription plan was what you wanted, right? Well, now you've got one. So have you gotten PlayStation Now? Are you using it? No, I haven't gotten PlayStation Now, and no, I'm not using it. Why? Well, yes, I did ask for a subscription plan. Excuse me. I did ask for one, and they gave me one. And the real deal here is that's not the only thing that I asked for. Yes, I asked for a subscription plan, but I also asked that they greatly expand the library of titles that subscription plan would entitle me access to. So when you go to PlayStation Now and peruse their titles, what do you see? You see over 100 PlayStation 3 titles. Now, I know my camcorder is not working at the moment, but for those of you who have been watching my collection update videos over the past several years, you've noticed that my collection for PlayStation 3 is fairly sizable. Suffice it to say, I currently have sitting on my shelf twice the PlayStation 3 retail titles as what's currently available on PlayStation Now. And that's not even including the 150 plus games that I have downloaded on my PS3 from PSN. So my PlayStation 3 library is probably at least 2.5 to 3 times the size of what's available on PlayStation Now. So the question I ask is, what would I be getting from PlayStation Now for my $20 a month? Not a goddamn thing, really, because I have, like I said, over 3 times the amount of titles available for PlayStation 3 that's available on there. Are they going to be all the same titles? No. I'm sure PlayStation Now has a couple here or there that I don't already have. But it ain't going to be much, because I've got all of the best of the best of the best that PlayStation 3 has to offer. All of them. All the top-rated games. I have them already. So what, for fuck's sake, is PlayStation Now going to offer me? Nada. Zip, zilch, zero, nothing. So as of right now, PlayStation Now is not even on my radar, subscription plan or no subscription plan. I'll tell you who it is a good deal for, though. And that's those who just jumped into this with the PlayStation 4. Those who didn't buy into the PlayStation 3 last generation. They're sitting there with their brand new PS4, and they can pay $20 a month and play all the games, well, not all of them, but 100 plus games for PlayStation 3 that they didn't get to enjoy last generation for $20 a month, and they get to earn trophies on them and what have you, that would be a good deal, because they missed out on a lot of fantastic titles. But for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you diehard PlayStation fans out there, this deal doesn't amount to jack shit. Now, what else does it need for me to buy into it? Well, I've already answered that, but I will repeat myself for all my new subscribers out there. This is what PlayStation now needs for me to give a rat's ass about it. It needs a shit ton of PlayStation 1 titles, including Japanese imports of games that I didn't get to play here in the States. Good example being Gunner's Heaven. PlayStation 2 titles, including Japanese imports that I didn't get to play because I lived here in the United States. Good example being the Berserk video games that were released on PS2 but not released in the United States. These are not exactly top tier AAA mega fantastic games per se, but I'm told that they're much better and more fun to play than Sword of the Berserk for Dreamcast, and so I would like to try my hand at them without having to emulate them or what have you. I would like to just be able to play them on PlayStation Now, but I can't do that because they're not there. There are no PS2 titles on there. There are no PS1 titles on there. There's not even any PlayStation portable games. And that's another thing that I'd like to have, because there was a good number of Japanese RPGs that came out for the PSP that I never got around to playing. And what else could they add to PS Now to make me give a holy fuck about this service? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to point out something else that I pointed out in the last video I did on this, and that's that about 1.5 years ago, Sony filed a patent where they filed a patent on a system that would add trophies to games that didn't originally have trophies. So I'm 99 to 100% positive that that patent was for adding trophies to old games for PlayStation Now. So when they add those old games in, and they patch trophies in there where I can play Final Fantasy VII again and earn trophies, I can play Xenogears again and earn trophies, I can play Vandal Hearts again and earn trophies, and on and on and on, then that $19.95 a month will be worth it to me. But for the time being, it's not. It's just, it doesn't have enough that I don't already have to make it worth that investment. But again, for you folks out there that for some goddamn stupid reason never got into PS3 last gen, boy, 8th really fucked up on that one, didn't he? Anyway, for those of you who they just skipped out on the PS3, maybe you were a Wii person, maybe you were an Xbot, you have my condolences. This is a good deal for you. If you've got a PS4, $19.95 a month, over 100 games, there's enough good stuff in there where if you didn't have the money to be buying any new titles coming out soon, $19.95 a month gets you well on your way to having enough stuff to last you at least throughout 2015. Because, like I say, the PlayStation 3 library was quite robust. There's a lot of simply fantastic titles that I'm going to be reviewing on this channel as part of my Redneck Retro Review series. So you're going to get to see some of those titles, absolutely. I have a ton of them to go through. But for myself, fuck it. I ain't touching PS Now until it has those things that I'm asking for. Once those are in there, then me and Sony, we can sit down and have another talk. Until then, I'm not accepting anything else that's laid on the table. Meet those demands, you get more of my money, Sony. Until then, no thank you. Anyway, that's my thoughts on PlayStation Now's subscription plan. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the Microsoft HoloLens. So you'll want to tune in and listen to the wonderful thoughts that I have about this amazing technology. So, come back to the channel tomorrow, hit me up on that one, and we'll have a good little talk about it. Until then, thanks for being a supporter. This is 7th.